Hey, you all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from US Route 1. We are on the US Route 1 road trip headed down to Key West. But today, US 1 has brought us here to Boston, Massachusetts. So a very historical city. So I figured we would check out some of the historical spots that they have here in the city. Now, the thing I want to check out first was the USS Constitution, which is the oldest U.S. naval vessel that still floats. It is still in the water. So we're going to head over there. But first, let's learn a little bit about the USS Constitution, because here is the USS Constitution Museum. So let's do the museum first, and then check out the boat. Please follow me. So we're entering the naval yard here. Okay, it says the museum is in front of the building. So I guess we gotta head down here from the entrance to the museum. And the USS Constitution Museum here was voted Best History Museum back in 2022. So that's exciting. Let's check this out. So here is the Constitution in Lego form. We'll go see the real boat after the museum, but it's an idea of what it would look like if it was constructed by little plastic blocks. And as we enter the museum here, a little ticker at the top giving some of the history of the USS Constitution. Important dates here. April 1794, U.S. ship Andrew captured by France, cargo sold. Oh, and here's our guide, General George Washington. Talks about using the USS Constitution to protect merchant ships from pirates. These are items taken from the ship during the restoration, little pieces of wood and metal. And then some of the materials, like this wood jewelry box here, made from original wood from the USS Constitution, also known as Old Ironsides. Says this coin made from melted metals removed from the ship. So this talks about the actual construction of the ship, the wood that was used. Made out of fir, white oak, and live oak. The live oak is way heavier than the others. Fir is the lightest, white oak's the middlest, and that is heavy. Yeah, it talks about making the ships from the live oak trees in Georgia. Those beautiful, beautiful live oak trees they're chopping down to make ships. Here are some of the axes used to chop up wood to build the ship. Oh yeah, extremely sharp. And here is our ship. This is a fully rigged model. Getting excited to see that real ship. Uh-oh, war is declared. War declared. Uh-oh. 1812. Looks like the War of 1812 just started. It's time for this ship to get to work. It's getting a fighting crew here together to battle the British. Okay, we gotta fire this cannon. Gotta sponge our gun. Sponge the gun. Load the cartridge. Load a single shot or double chain shot. Oh yeah, we're going with the double chain shot. We're not skimping here. Prime your gun. Oh, prime the gun. And push. Okay, either fire up to hit the rigging, fire down to hit the hull. Let's take the hull out. Nice. Here's the ship model shop. The shipbuilders will sit here and build little miniature ships. Put some of them in bottles. Looks like maybe the current shipbuilder, maybe out to lunch. Now this is pretty interesting. Apparently the figurehead, the front of the ship, was Andrew Jackson, one of our presidents. And apparently he was unpopular in New England at the time. So someone actually came and sawed the head off the ship at night because they did not want to sail on a ship with Andrew Jackson's head on the front. So they said that the head was, I guess the head is no longer exists, but someone took the head, the decapitated head, and made a plaster cast out of it. And apparently, the actual bottom, so they cut it off and left the mouth. Someone had kept the mouth, and at some point, it says that the two pieces were reunited. It said a family had passed down the mouth for generations that they had. They believed it to be part of the Constitution, but could not verify it. But they were reunited, and they were able to perfectly mix together the plaster cast of the head and the mouth. They had different rules back then about who could serve in the military. This is John Thomas Jefferson, who was 12 years old as he was a crew member on the Constitution. Here are his pants. His pants are so tiny. These little tiny pants here. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I think it's good that we don't make 12-year-olds serve in the military anymore. But his I guess his official rank was boy. I didn't know that was a military rank. Boy. Some items here. In this case, the one that caught my eyes is this photo of this bear. This is Commander Scrappy, and apparently he actually lived on the USS Constitution for several months. He was the ship bear. So you go up the stairs here, different people's reasons for enlisting. No greater honor than to serve my country. Prize money for the U.S., buckets of it when we beat those Brits. If my husband signs on, he won't spend his days in the grog shop. So basically, she wants her husband to go off to war because he's a severe alcoholic. It says that on every ship they kept livestock. You can see the goat hanging right here. I guess we can actually move the goat. That's how they move goats around ships, apparently. There we go. Onto the ship with you, goat. How do you compare to the average sailor on board the U.S. Constitution? Hey there. How tall are you? Average height was 5'6". I'm higher. I'm tall. I think about 5'9" is what I generally settle on. How old am I? I am 44 years old. There's a few over 50 though, so I was not safe. Are you African American? I am not African American. What color are your eyes? Eyes are blue. Most typical eye color was gray, a shade of blue. Okay, gray? People had gray eyes back then? Colors your hair? Majority of soldiers have brown hair. I have brown hair, but I don't tie it back in a short braid. Do you have any tattoos? I do. And it says 5 to 10% of sailors had tattoos. Man, I would say 5 to 10% of just people in general, more than that, have tattoos nowadays. Do you have any marks? Yeah, I have some scars. It says that when you went aboard the ship, everything you owned had to fit in one bag. So you can see the cutout here and all the stuff he has crammed in the bag. Mostly clothes, of course. But he did bring a deck of cards with him to help keep his mind occupied. Here's an actual lock of hair belonging to Midshipman Whipple. It says that I guess they would leave their locks of hair with their sweethearts. So they would help them remember them. Oh.
I will cherish this lock of hair as a token of all that is dear to me in this world. Joy will replace my heartache, loneliness, and anxiety when you at last are homeward bound.
This guy says sailors must obey orders or else. Or else what? Or else they get strapped to the mast and whipped with a cat o' nine tails. Yikes. So yeah, if you disobeyed any order given by the captain, he would strap you down and whip you with this in front of all the crew. Yeah, I feel like this is a hostile work environment. So it shows the differences of what different people on the ship ate. This was where the officers ate. A nice piece of chicken, some beans, carrots, potatoes. It's very nice. But the rank and file, they had to eat ham plus beans equals ham and beans, and a little bit of hardtack on the side. This is a computer rendition made by students at the New England Institute of Art depicting the wardroom. I guess they're eating a meal there. said that when a ship was defeated, its captain would hand over his sword in a ceremony to the conquering captain. And it said sometimes, in a show of respect, the conquering captain would refuse to accept the sword. So here we see the heroes get the swords, the prisoners get the shackles. And over here, we have a historic Boston pressed penny machine. And all this is stuff I haven't seen yet. So the Zackham Bridge. I think we're going to be going over that bridge. And the Bunker Hill Monument. I was actually planning on walking over there when we were done with the Constitution. So you know what? Let's get these two, because I don't know if we'll get another chance to obtain them. Check out this change machine. You can put $1 in here, and it will give you 4 quarters and a penny. Let's see here. There you go. You get a penny to go with your quarters for the pressed penny machine. But actually, if you had an infinite amount of time, you could just keep putting dollars in there and generate infinite money. This is actually 4 quarters, 1 penny. And over in the corner over here, we have another pressed penny machine. This is all USS Constitution. We got 4 USS Constitution pennies. I think we should get all 4. And there we go, some wonderful USS Constitution pennies and a couple of just general Boston pennies. And as we exit to the gift shop, this is a really interesting t-shirt. There is a skeleton standing on a firing cannonball being chased by a little demon. Oh, this is fun. They have MREs for sale here. I have eaten 1 MRE in my life. Not the most delicious meal I've ever had, but I guess that's not really the point. It's a wall of magnets. And look at this. You have the Boston skyline. You can have the Constitution sail out in front of Boston. And you can see the dry dock here, where they can pull a ship in, seal it, and drain the water so that they can work on do work on the ship without having to scuba. But without further ado, let's go see the USS Constitution. So you enter through here. So you actually have to go through this building here and go through security and the metal detectors. And then I guess you head into the visitor center. Here at the National Park Visitor Center, have a map of the shipyard here. And I guess we are currently right there. You just walk past that dry dock right there. And some more exhibits here on the technical aspects of how a ship works. You definitely get a lot of nautical knowledge hanging out in downtown Boston. And there it is, Old Ironsides, the USS Constitution, the ship we've been hearing so much about. It said set sail in 1797, the only ship from that era still afloat. And without further ado, let's hop aboard. See the cannons poking out down there. Yeah, a lot of cannons. Apparently this ship took down quite a few other ships in its day. Over here to the very front. And off the side here, you can get a good view of the Boston skyline. There's the ship's wheel. If we wanted to, we could grab a hold of that and take this thing on a wild ride. Let's take a look off the back here. Yeah, it looks like there's a more modern warship over there. There you can look out into the bay. Starting to sprinkle a little bit. Maybe we should head down below deck. Guess we can. Oh, look at those stairs. That's a little tricky. Little tricky. And you can see all these cannons here below deck that we saw poking out the side. Well, this area back here is restricted. This is the captain's cabin. I guess the captain likes his privacy. Doesn't like tourists going through his cabin here. And here are all the commanding officers of the U.S. Constitution, dating back to 1797. But look at this. This is interesting. They actually have a current commander, Crystal L. Schaefer, started her command in 2024. Okay, it looks like you can actually go down one more level into the bowels of the ship. Ceiling's pretty low here. I guess they, what they say the average enlisted sailor was 5'6".
And then there was another staircase that did look nice.
Back here is the ship's sick bay. All these hammocks here where you would put the sick sailors that got seasick. These are the officer cabins in here where the officers would stay. This little desk in there, little cot to lie down on, and a big chest full of champagne. Now in this area it's called the wardroom. It says this is where all the officers would dine and eat. Oh boy, that rain is really coming down out there. Guess we're kind of stuck below deck at the moment. We will leave when the rain lightens up. Uh-oh. Our ship's taking on water. Okay, I think we're going to brave the elements. I think the rain has gone down at least a little bit. We will poke out our heads. Oh, there we go. It is raining, but it is not pouring. A little water never hurt anyone, right? That's what they say. Looks like we exit the ship over here. It truly was a pleasure being in your bowels, Old Ironsides. Okay, so the rain is let up for now. So I think we're gonna walk over to the Bunker Hill Monument. Oh, look at this. Cobblestones. Let's feel those cobbles. Oh, there we go. And as the name may imply, the Bunker Hill Monument, to get there, it's an uphill walk. And there it is, up ahead, poking through the trees. We have the Bunker Hill Monument. Another staircase to get to the tippity top of the hill. And there it is, the Bunker Hill Monument, to commemorate the Battle of Bunker Hill, an important battle in the Revolutionary War. Now, I'm not the best on Revolutionary War history. It's not really my forte, but Bunker Hill was an important battle. The British decided that they were going to seize Bunker Hill, take control of it. By the time they got here, U.S. soldiers already waiting for them, and it fought the British tooth and nail. The British actually won, but the smaller amount of soldiers, the U.S. soldiers, were able to take out an amazing amount of British soldiers, and this really really got the country pumped up about fighting off the British. It really was a turning point in the minds and hearts of the residents of the United States to go on and declare the USA its own country and no longer a British territory. And over here at the base of the monument, it looks like there's some graffiti. Someone put some graffiti there on the side that's been covered up. You can see it peeking through. I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should graffiti anything like this. Yeah, that's don't do that. But I just noticed over here there's a line to get inside the monument. I didn't even know you could go inside the monument, so I'm pretty excited to see what's in there. Yeah, the rain is kind of coming and going, but I want to see what's in here. I'll stand in the rain if I have to. Okay, let's see what's inside the Bunker Hill Monument. Oh. It's a miniature monument inside the big monument. And then we also have, oh boy, a lot of stairs. Going to the top. With this many stairs, there's gotta be something good at the top, right? Maybe another monument. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm losing steam. And you saw it outside. It's quite a spire. Oh boy. Are these the number of stairs? 75. We did a stair 100. I think I may vote this the most stairs, most stair crazy attraction I've ever been to. Oh, I think this might beat out the St. Augustine Lighthouse. As I'm look straight up, you can see there's more stairs all the way up there above us. Oh, 175? Someone said it wasn't much further. Oh. Okay, passing stair 200 right now. I didn't get I should have got a tally before I headed in and how many stairs there are, because I don't know how many stairs there are to the top. Feels like more than 200. 294. Someone just said there's 294 steps, so we're getting there. And now I'm starting to worry about it. In fact, we have to walk down these stairs. Step 275. And there it is, the final step, 294. This may be the most exhausted I've ever been in my life. Oh my gosh, my legs are crampy. Oh. We're here at the top, that's all that matters, right? Oh my goodness. We look down this grating, you can see that right there, that's that monument we saw when we first came in. Okay, let's take a peek out these windows. Oh, you can see where that flagpole hanging in front of us. Down there, that's the way we came up. We walked through that street. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's an amazing view. Amazing view. You work for this view. You work hard for this view, but it is a great view of the city of Boston. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay, there we can see that bridge. That's the Zachem Bridge. We got a press penny with that bridge on it when we were in the USS Constitution Museum. But this is a great view of Boston right there. Boston skyline. We have the other flagpole over here on this side, and get a good view of the water from this side here. There is, I'm trying to see if we can see the USS Constitution, and I think I spotted it. That is it right over there. Yeah, you can see its sails sticking up there. Old Ironsides. And the final window here, the final viewing portal out over the city. My legs are killing me. If I would have known, I guess I should have figured there were stairs. I'm hoping there was an elevator, but that's probably a silly thought. If I'd known there was almost 300 stairs, I may have done some stretches before I headed up here. I think I'm just gonna chill out up here for a little bit until my legs feel like they can handle 300 stairs again. Oh my goodness, beautiful view up here, wonderful view, but it does not come free. Okay, I think it's time to head back down those stairs. Oh goodness. And down we go. Down's supposed to be easier than up, right? Right? Oh, my legs are all tight and cramped up. Just trying to take it easy as I head back down. In all fairness, I would much rather walk up and down these stairs than battle the British. Actually looking forward to getting back out in the rain to cool off. Oh, I finally made it to the bottom, and I probably should have read this before I headed up. Monument has 294 steps. Person with heart and respiratory conditions are not to climb. I don't have any of those conditions, so I probably would have climbed anyways. But yeah, it is a workout. Again, I think this may be the most intense attraction I've ever been in when it comes to stairs. If you guys know of a more intense stair-based attraction, leave a comment in the comment section. And it feels so nice to be out in the fresh, cool Boston air. Yeah, if you look at that monument, you can see up there, you can see the tiny little window at the top, and the flags jutting out. Yeah, it's a lot of stairs, but a great view. And across the street here, I think we're going to invoke the EM rule. We have the Bunker Hill Museum. You can see this replica here, the British storming Bunker Hill, the US trying to hold their ground. And the artifacts are so precious here, they can't be exposed to light. So you have to lift up the blanket there. And there's a doll used for monument fundraising. See what's in this one. Here's some merch over the years for the monument. See it on plates and pictures. Here you can build your own Bunker Hill monument. Let's see here. If I was building the Bunker Hill monument, I would add an elevator. That's too short. We need This is more challenging than you'd think. A lot of respect for the people that built this monument. There we go. And there we go. And yes, there's even more stairs here in the museum. Around the loop here, you can see what Bunker Hill used to look like. And there is the battle occurring right there. And then we have different artifacts here. This is a British soldier's sword from the battle. There's some cannonballs from the battle. Oh, what's this here? We have an item that's too precious to see the light of day. Oh, okay, that's really cool. That's a drum, a British drum taken at the battle. Here we see the American side with their barrier, trying to stave off the British down here. An interactive display here showing the battle occurring. Look at all that musket fire. We are headed over the Leonard Zachem Bunker Hill Memorial Bridge. Got a pressed penny of this at the USS Constitution Museum. I guess the bridge itself is also a monument to Bunker Hill. We've come down here to downtown Boston, and look at this. Across the river here, we got a giant milk bottle. But keeping with today's theme of wars against the British, I wanted to go over here to the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum. And the museum itself just right out here in the middle of this bridge. Oh, whoa, who's that?
I call upon all those gathered for the 415 town meeting to make your way to the West Meeting House, where we shall discuss the fate of this most pernicious weed. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Welcome right into
Oh,
the
right.
meeting house. Much
Going
to
into
do,
the meeting
much
house. Much to discuss here in the meeting house. Oh, we're having a meeting. I wasn't sure what to expect, but this seems like a lot of fun.
Before we get started, you are all going to have your colonial identities on these colonial identification cards. That's right, whatever your name was, forget it. This is your new name.
Oh, we'll get new names.
Your name, your new criminal identity. All right? Now, everyone is going to get one of these.
All right, my new name is Joshua Wyeth. I'm a 15-year-old blacksmith, and I have discussed sabotaging British ships.
We're going to throw it up and say huzzah. Ready? Hip, hip! Amazing, yes indeed. But we are discussing politics, right? And so we are going to get justifiably angry. In this case, you can give a loud boo! Boo! I've been waiting to boo the government, haven't you? Yes indeed. You can also give a more serpent-like hiss, hiss. Yes, very scary. We do have the most offensive word here in Boston, very offensive word, and parents, I know that there are some children here, so don't worry. I'll teach it to them. It is FI, F-I-E, and comes with an equally rude and offensive hand gesture. Everyone stick out your thumb. There you go, put it on your nose. Raise the flag, wave the flag, turn to someone you love and like to offend, and say FI!
Bye.
Very well done, my friend. Let us now, everybody, hip, hip!
Thank you, Patriots, for that spirit.
It's Samuel Adams.
Why don't we get this meeting underway? Good day to you all.
Good day!
Good day.
Yes, now we gather here marks our final chance to affect these events in our favor.
Oh, yeah, stomp our feet.
Today, it was requested that that ship's owner, a man by the name of Francis Roach, well, he's been sent to obtain word from our esteemed royal governor, Mr. Thomas Hutchinson.
He sucks.
He's a man who betrayed the cause of the people many years ago. And he, the people, we have forced many of these towns and duties to be repealed.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
But orders that the vessels cannot leave unless the cargo is unloaded as the law demands. And what do you all have to say to this?
Ridiculous.
The government has refused to send these teas back to England, and dare I say that now he's forced our hands. I think it's time for us, the people, to decide what to do next. Hear, hear?
You're here.
Very good. Then I turn to you, madam.
Oh.
Yes, you've done an excellent job riling up this mob. So what do you suggest we do with the tea?
Well, I believe that salt water and tea should mix on this night, but let us put it to a vote, sir.
Right. All those in favour of destroying the tea, say aye!
Aye, me!
Those opposed?
No.
Good, moving on. Now, friends, it does appear there is nothing more a meeting can do to save this country.
That is our cue. Everyone rise up, gather your belongings, guard your disguises.
We're going.
Right this way, criminals.
All right. Oh, look at that. It's a rowing team down there.
Is this your first anti-government riot?
It's really exciting, but I hate to see that it's come to this.
The ship
Then
here.
let's go home and go to bed.
Yes.
Well, follow me, Paige.
Go on, follow
Oh, we're
us
going?
away. Very good, everyone.
Watch your
Follow
step,
Mrs.
use those
Stacy.
handrails.
Going to destroy the tea.
Welcome aboard, everyone.
Oh, there's the tea.
Here to destroy the tea, say aye! Aye! If you are here to cast off the yoke of parliamentary tyranny, say aye!
Aye!
And if you are here to be captured and arrested for treason, say aye! Aye! Please raise a hand and repeat after me. I swear
I swear.
I was not there.
I was not there. There we go.
We are looking for all of those chests wrapped in the white canvas coverings that bear the merchant's
All right, here's
mark
the
with
tea.
logo of the United East India Company. You'll see there.
There we go, the
initials on
East
them,
India
UEIC.
Company
He is a Latin
tea right there.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. Oh, tea's in the harbor. All right, let's huck this tea into the harbor. Ah! Oh, that made a nice splat. Yeah, take this, England. Ah! Okay, seriously, this is too much fun. You can explore the ship here. A look off the back here. Oh yeah. Good view of the Boston skyline. The museum entrance is opened. Unfortunately, there's no photography in the museum, so I'll let you know what it's like in there.
There is no more photography.
We exit here into Abigail's tea room, where apparently you can taste the different teas that were thrown into the harbor. And here are the historic teas here. I would purchase a cup and try some of it, but it would be totally lost on me. I do not enjoy tea in any way, shape, or form, so it would be completely lost on me, the quality of the tea. So the museum was pretty fun. They had a lot of high-tech exhibits. You know, you walk in and there's like projections of people talking. You walk through, there's like portraits. There's a portrait of the King of England and Samuel Adams, and they have an argument. But what's really cool is they have the last remaining crate from the Boston Tea Party. The only one known to be in existence. Apparently it washed up after being thrown into the harbor. It washed up on the shore. A gentleman found it and hid it because he wanted to keep it as a souvenir, but knew that he would get in trouble if anyone knew that he had it. So he kept it safely until after the Revolutionary War, where he shared it with his family. It was passed from generation to generation. They said that someone used it as a dollhouse at one point. They said a litter of kittens was born inside of it at one point. But now it is here at the museum. On like a road that you come in and it's like tells the story, and it's on a rotating pedestal, the final crate from the Boston Tea Party. And also they have some tea from the Tea Party. Apparently one of the people involved found some of the tea in their boot, and they actually made the tea and then put it in a vial. So it's like this really dark, like thick looking tea in a vial. So some really cool stuff in the museum. They just don't allow you to photo and video in that part of the attraction. But a lot of fun here, getting on the boats, throwing it in the water. The actors were incredible here, so definitely a great experience. Step out here onto the porch of the tea room, and you can look down onto the ship there, see some people Throwing some tea in the water there. And down here we exit through the gift shop. The gift shop here, pretty impressive. You can see up there the printing presses, the tyrant's foe, the people's friend. Got Paul Revere making his midnight ride there. There's the Betsy Ross bear there. So in the first U.S. flag. Who else is here? Is this a red coat bear? You can't trust that guy. And this is the Boston Tea Party horse. Okay, it's because he's the horse. I guess this is the horse that Paul Revere rode. Also, we have Ben Franklin bear and just the straight up American flag bear. Some figurines. Got a figurine of Paul Revere. These building blocks here. I always say at some point I'm going to start collecting these. But it looks like you can reconstruct. That's actually the ship's a museum here. And there you got some of the founding fathers in block form. And of course you can't have a tea party without a teapot. The selection of snow globes here. We can make it snow in Boston. This one's for sale. Little ship out there on the water. Oh, and look at this. I couldn't show you the tea chest, the Robinson tea chest, the last tea chest, because they didn't allow photography. But here's the tea chest in snow globe form, so you guys can actually get a look at it, and we'll make it get all glittery in there. They do have lots and lots of tea for sale in here. I guess it makes sense, you know, tea party, tea. It's all about the tea. All about the tea. Oh, these are replicas of the last crate, the last tea crate. The family, one of the as it passed through generations, someone painted flowers on it that wasn't originally there. Someone carved a game board on the bottom. So people made additions over the years as it got passed down from generation to generation. You get a tea mug shaped like the crate as well. And here we go. We got the Boston Tea Party pressed penny machine. Got the different ships there, the teapot. Yeah, let's do all four since we had such a good time here. Quarter penny. Oh, there goes my penny. I'll never throw these pennies into the harbor. So yeah, definitely a great experience. Definitely enjoy myself here at the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum. And I think my mission now is to find another delicious New England seafood dinner. Oh, look over here. The bricks here of this building have crumbled. Someone has repaired them with Legos. And we're going to try out row 34 here. Okay, this looks good. Come over here to see the lobsters and oysters and clams. Okay, on this menu here, they have two different types of lobster rolls. There's the creamy lobster with the mayonnaise, but I really like the warm butter lobster. That may be what I'm going for. I think I'm going to stick to a pretty traditional Boston meal. Start out with the clam chowder. This definitely looks a lot thicker than the clam chowder that me and Jen had in Maine. Much creamier. Look at that. You can see it jiggle. There we go. Blowing a little bit. Oh, that is so good. A lot of bacon in there. Very strong bacon taste. A lot of black pepper like resting on top. And we got a cracker. You can actually see there's like a heavy layer of black pepper just right on top there. And just look how thick that is. My lobster roll has arrived. Again, I got the lobster roll with the butter. When me and Jem were in Maine, we ordered the lobster roll. It just came with the mayonnaise. I'm not sure what the proper Boston lobster roll is, but I generally strongly prefer the lobster rolls that have butter on them. I love lobster rolls in any way, shape, or form, but the butter lobster rolls are my favorite. Look at that lobster. Just a pile of lobster with butter on it on a New England roll. Yeah, just look at that chunk of lobster there. It's pretty much, I feel like you get pretty much the same amount of meat on a lobster roll, maybe a little less than you do in getting a whole lobster. Whole lobster can be hard to break apart. Well, the most convenient way to get your lobster, I think, is in the lobster roll. Oh my gosh, lobster's falling everywhere. So a perfect Boston dinner was had here at row 34. Really enjoyed my food. I've been having a lot of good meals. I've been very fortunate to be able to get all the wonderful tastes of New England over the last few days. And I did look it up. So the buttery style of lobster roll that I got, that is just lobster and butter, that's considered to be the Connecticut style. Now the mayonnaise style, like me and Jen had in Maine, that is the Maine style. So you have Maine style with mayonnaise, Connecticut style with butter, and then I guess because Massachusetts lies between the two, they have both. And I've had a wonderful time here in Boston, but it is time to get back on that long, lonesome US 1. Stopped off here in Milton, Massachusetts. I wanted to see this monument here. It says this is a section of the superstructure of the oldest railroad in America from 1826. So we can make physical communion here with with a piece of the oldest railroad in the United States. You know, over the past couple months, I've really been delving into train culture, riding trains, experiencing different trains. So definitely wanted to lay hands on the oldest railroad here. But that's not it. That's not the only thing that makes this special. It says this frog, which I guess that's called a frog, that piece of track. This frog was exhibited at the World's Fair in Chicago, the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. As I travel this great country of ours, it just seems that all roads lead back to the World's Fair. It's such an important moment. No matter where I go, you see things talking about the 1893 World's Fair. Just such a cultural touchstone. And a lot of bad things came out of the World's Fair. Human zoos, H.H. Holmes' murder castle, but a lot of amazing things as well. Things that influence our culture to this very day. Man, yeah, let's not forget the mammoth cheese, the giant cheese from Perth, Canada, was at the 1893 World's Fair. The first ever Ferris wheel was at the 1893 World's Fair. The first pressed pennies were at the 1893 World's Fair. So a lot of horror came out of there, a lot of good things as well. But I just feel like, man, as far as American culture, as far as the American roadside, it was just such a turning point. and we have crossed over to Rhode Island, and we're spending the night here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and then we'll be continuing on US 1 as long as it'll take us. Had a wonderful day in Boston. The USS Constitution. Got to be aboard the oldest floating U.S. naval ship in existence. We got to throw some tea into the Boston Harbor. What's more fun than that? And I got to climb the most insane set of stairs to get to the very tippy top of the Bunker Hill Monument. So a wonderful day in Boston. Some of the great Boston adventures, and I think we have many more adventures in front of us here on US 1. I hope you guys will continue following along with me as we take this crazy road all the way down to Key West, Florida. If you like these videos, consider subscribing. I travel around the country from roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun and random stuff. If you'd like to help out the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. We have the souvenir shop back open. If you'd like to order a souvenir, a pressed penny, a motel key fob, a enamel pin, some stickers, all that information is in the description below. And all those things help keep this train on the track, this Constitution on the water, and this staircase high, high in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.